Hey friend, welcome back to Sleepy Time History, the podcast that takes you through fascinating moments of the past, all designed to help you relax and unwind. Tonight, we have a special episode that brings together the heroic tales of three incredible animals who left their paw prints on history. First, we'll sail the dangerous seas with Unsinkable Sam, a ship's cat who miraculously survived not one, but 3 shipwrecks during World War II. Then, we'll march alongside Wojtek, a brave Syrian bear who fought alongside Polish soldiers, carrying heavy artillery and boosting morale in the heat of battle. Finally, we'll venture into the icy wilderness with Balto, the sled dog who led his team through blizzards and biting cold to deliver life-saving medicine to an isolated town in Alaska. These are stories of loyalty, courage, and survival against all odds. Each one will take you deeper into a world where animals and humans worked side by side in the face of danger, reminding us of the power of companionship and resilience. So, as you settle into bed, let your mind drift through the history of these incredible creatures and allow their adventures to carry you gently into a peaceful night's sleep. Our story begins with the German battleship Bismarck, one of the most powerful and feared warships of its time. On May 18, 1941, the Bismarck set sail from Gdynia, Poland, on its first and only mission. Among the 2,200 crew members aboard was a black and white cat, affectionately known as Oscar by the sailors. The Bismarck's mission was to disrupt Allied shipping routes, and it soon encountered British forces in the North Atlantic. On May 24, 1941, the Bismarck engaged in a fierce battle with the British battlecruiser HMS Hood, resulting in the Hood's sinking. However, the Bismarck's success was short-lived, as it was relentlessly pursued by the Royal Navy. On May 27, 1941, the Bismarck was heavily damaged by British torpedoes and gunfire. It soon became clear that the ship was doomed. As the Bismarck began to sink, Oscar, the resourceful cat, found himself clinging to a floating plank in the cold waters of the North Atlantic. He was rescued by the British destroyer HMS Cossack, along with 114 surviving crew members. The sailors of the Cossack quickly adopted the resilient cat, renaming him Unsinkable Sam. Little did they know that this was only the beginning of Sam's incredible journey. Unsinkable Sam adapted quickly to life aboard the Cossack. The crew grew fond of him, and he became a beloved mascot. Sam's presence provided a sense of comfort and companionship to the sailors as they navigated the treacherous waters of the Atlantic, escorting convoys and hunting enemy submarines. However, fate had more challenges in store for Sam. On October 24, 1941, the HMS Cossack was torpedoed by a German submarine while escorting a convoy from Gibraltar. The ship suffered severe damage and began to sink. Once again, Unsinkable Sam found himself in perilous waters, but his luck held. He was rescued by the crew of the HMS Legion, another British destroyer, surviving another sinking. After the Cossack's sinking, Sam was taken to Gibraltar, where he enjoyed a brief period of respite. His adventures were far from over, though. In November 1941, Sam was transferred to the aircraft carrier HMS Ark Royale, which had played a crucial role in the pursuit and destruction of the Bismarck. The Ark Royale was renowned for its resilience, having survived numerous attacks during its service. However, on November 13th, 1941, it too fell victim to a German submarine. Struck by a torpedo, the Ark Royale began to list and eventually sank. Once more, Unsinkable Sam found himself adrift in the open sea. Miraculously, he was rescued by a passing motor launch and brought to safety. After surviving 3 shipwrecks, Unsinkable Sam's seafaring days were finally over. The Royal Navy decided that the courageous cat had earned a peaceful retirement. Sam was taken to the offices of the Governor of Gibraltar, where he lived for a short time before being transferred to the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, Unsinkable Sam found a permanent home at a seaman's home in Belfast. There, he spent the remainder of his days in comfort, surrounded by people who admired his incredible story of survival. Sam passed away in 1955, but his legacy lives on, a testament to the extraordinary bond between sailors and their feline companions. Unsinkable Sam's story continues to inspire and captivate people around the world. Statues and memorials have been dedicated to Sam, celebrating his indomitable spirit and the sense of hope he brought to those who sailed with him. As we conclude our exploration of Unsinkable Sam's incredible life, let the heartwarming tale of courage and sheer luck carry you into a tranquil slumber. The story of Unsinkable Sam reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the spirit of survival and the bonds of companionship can shine through, offering comfort and inspiration. Amidst the chaos and displacement caused by World War II, a group of Polish soldiers, part of the 2nd Polish Corps, encountered a young, orphaned Syrian brown bear cub. This tiny bear, weak and hungry, had lost his mother and faced a grim fate alone in the wild. The soldiers, moved by the plight of the cub, decided to adopt him. They named him Wojtek, a name that translates to smiling warrior in Polish. The bond between the bear and the soldiers grew strong, as Wojtek quickly became a beloved member of their unit. Wojtek's early days with the Polish soldiers were filled with nurturing and care. The soldiers fed him condensed milk from an empty vodka bottle, and as he grew, he developed a fondness for fruits, marmalade, honey, and even beer. His playful nature and endearing antics provided much-needed joy and distraction for the soldiers amidst the harsh realities of war. His playful nature and endearing antics provided much-needed joy and distraction for the soldiers amidst the harsh realities of war. As Wojtek grew, so did his bond with his human comrades. He shared their daily routines, traveling with them across harsh terrains and enduring the same hardships. The soldiers trained him to perform simple tasks, and his presence became a symbol of hope and resilience for the entire unit. Wojtek's journey took a significant turn in 1943 when the 2nd Polish Corps was deployed to fight alongside the Allied forces in the Italian campaign. The unit faced a logistical challenge. According to regulations, animals were not allowed to board military transport. However, the soldiers were determined to bring Wojtek with them. In a stroke of ingenuity, the soldiers officially enlisted Wojtek into the Polish army as a private. He was given the rank and serial number, and his name was listed on the payroll, entitling him to rations and accommodations like any other soldier. This clever maneuver ensured that Wojtek could accompany his comrades to the front lines. Wojtek's most famous contribution came during the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, one of the most critical and grueling battles of World War II. The 2nd Polish Corps was tasked with capturing the heavily fortified abbey atop Monte Cassino, a strategic point held by the German forces. Amidst the fierce fighting and chaos, Wojtek played a pivotal role. He helped transport heavy artillery shells, carrying them in his massive paws from supply trucks to the frontline artillery positions. The sight of a bear laboring alongside human soldiers was both astonishing and inspiring, boosting the morale of the troops. During the battle, the courage and determination displayed by Wojtek and his comrades contributed significantly to the eventual Allied victory at Monte Cassino. The abbey was captured, and the road to Rome was opened, marking a turning point in the Italian campaign. Wojtek's heroic deeds at Monte Cassino earned him widespread recognition and admiration. He became a symbol of unity and the unbreakable bond between soldiers and their animal companions. His story spread beyond the battlefield, capturing the imagination of people around the world. After the war, Wojtek and the 2nd Polish Corps were stationed in Scotland. The soldiers faced an uncertain future, as Poland was under Soviet control, and many chose not to return home. Wojtek was entrusted to the Edinburgh Zoo, where he lived out the rest of his days. In Scotland, Wojtek continued to be a beloved figure. He was frequently visited by his former comrades, who would call out to him in Polish, and he would respond with a wave or a friendly grunt. His playful and gentle demeanor endeared him to the zoo staff and visitors alike. Wojtek passed away in 1963, but his legacy lives on. Statues and memorials have been erected in his honor in both Poland and Scotland, celebrating his remarkable contributions and the enduring spirit of those who fought alongside him. His story continues to be told, reminding us again of the resilience and hope that can emerge even in the darkest of times. The story of Wojtek reminds us that even in the midst of war, the bonds of friendship and the spirit of resilience can shine through, offering hope and inspiration. Nome was a remote town with limited access to medical supplies, and when a deadly diphtheria outbreak threatened the lives of its residents, the situation grew dire. Diphtheria, a highly contagious bacterial infection, was spreading rapidly, and without antitoxin serum, many lives, especially those of children, were at risk. The nearest supply of diphtheria serum was located in Anchorage, nearly 1,000 miles away. With the harsh winter making air travel impossible and the sea routes frozen, the only viable option was to transport the serum by sled dog teams across the treacherous terrain. The plan was to organize a relay of sled dog teams to cover the distance from Nenana to Nome, a journey of approximately 674 miles. Among the sled dog teams was a team led by Musher Gunnar Kaysen, with Balto, a Siberian husky, as the lead dog. Balto was not the fastest or most distinguished sled dog, but he would soon prove his worth in ways that no one could have imagined. On January 27, 1925, the relay began and the team set out, battling blizzards, sub-zero temperatures, and near whiteout conditions. Each musher and their dogs pushed themselves to the limit, driven by the urgency of the mission and the lives depending on their success. Gunner Kaysen and his team, with Balto at the lead, were assigned one of the final legs of the journey, from Bluff to Nome. By the time they set out, the weather had deteriorated further, with fierce winds and heavy snowfall reducing visibility to almost nothing. Despite the perilous conditions, Balto led the team with unwavering determination. Gunner led his team with unwavering determination. As Kaysen and his team neared their destination, they faced a series of challenges. The brutal cold threatened to freeze the serum, and the fierce winds made navigation nearly impossible. At one point, Kaysen and his team lost their way in the blinding snow, but Balto's keen instincts guided them back on track. In the early hours of February 2nd, 1925, after an arduous journey of over 53 miles, Kaysen, Balto, and the rest of the team arrived in Nome. The serum was delivered just in time, and the residents of Nome received the life-saving treatment they so desperately needed. Balto's incredible feat quickly became the stuff of legend. He and the other sled dogs were hailed as heroes, and their story captured the hearts of people around the world. Balto, in particular, became a symbol of bravery, endurance, and the indomitable spirit of the sled dogs and their mushers. A statue of Balto was erected in New York City's Central Park in December 1925, just months after the serum run. The statue bears the inscription, "Endurance, Fidelity, Intelligence," capturing the qualities that defined Balto and his heroic journey. After the serum run, Balto and several of his fellow sled dogs were taken on a nationwide tour where they were celebrated and honored for their bravery. However, their lives took a difficult turn when they were sold to a vaudeville promoter and ended up in poor conditions in a dime museum in Los Angeles. In 1927, a Cleveland businessman named George Kimball discovered the dogs' plight and launched a campaign to save them. With the support of the public, enough money was raised to purchase the dogs and bring them to the Cleveland Zoo, where they lived out their remaining years in comfort and care. Balto passed away on March 14, 1933, but his legacy endured. His remains were mounted and displayed at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, where they continue to inspire visitors to this day. Balto's story is a testament to the extraordinary bond between humans and animals and the incredible feats that can be achieved through courage and determination. The Great Race of Mercy and Balto's heroic efforts are remembered as one of the most remarkable episodes in the history of sled dog racing and Alaskan lore. The annual Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race, which commemorates the serum run, stands as a tribute to the bravery of the mushers and their dogs. Balto's statue in Central Park remains a beloved landmark, visited by millions who are inspired by his story of heroism. As we conclude our exploration of Balto's incredible life and the Great Race of Mercy, the story of Balto reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the spirit of heroism and the bonds of companionship can shine through, offering hope and inspiration. Until next time, may your dreams be filled with the courage and warmth of this extraordinary animal, and may you find peace and rest in the stories of the past.